Good evening. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Mylea Butler, our Chief Marketing Officer for the class of 2023.
Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. And now, we welcome to the podium STEM instructional leader, Dina Popa.
Good evening, STEM families, learners, Superintendent Otley, Akron Board of Education President Dr. Derek Hall, and distinguished guests. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the 2023 National Inventors Hall of Fame STEM High School Commencement Ceremony. Class of 2023, it has been a long couple of years with many transitions. Your resilience has shown great character, and you should be very proud. Certainly, all those gathered here today to celebrate you have tremendous pride in your accomplishments. In order to preserve the dignity of commencement, we ask that all guests not call out or whistle during the ceremony. This class deserves respect and the proper decorum from all that are present with us this evening. Thank you. Please welcome to the podium the Chief Executive Officer for the class of 2023, Harvon Hamilton, to talk about his STEM leadership.
Good evening, friends, parents, and classmates. I've enjoyed serving as your senior class president this year. My role as a leader has taught me that leadership is not just about organization, confidence, and perfectionism. The one thing I learned this year is that no matter what plans or preparations you make, there's always something that could go wrong. But in planning, you minimize the severity of how badly things could go wrong. It can be hard to let go, especially because our generation is full of overthinkers. For example, I'm still mad about how I missed a point on a health test junior year, and Coach Dance knows what I'm talking about. I wanted to retake the entire test just because I overcomplicated a simple question. However, it made me realize that small mistakes aren't detrimental. We're always taught to be leaders, not followers. Being a leader doesn't mean you always have to have the answers, because who does? As you go forward on your paths, remember this quote by Reinhold Niebuhr. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Don't stress yourself to be perfect when you've done all that you can. It's a tough balance to find, but it's an important lesson in life. Failure is a tool for success. The only way to grow is to reflect on the past. You can plan every step of the way, but nothing is guaranteed, and change is bound to happen. Senior year taught me to make the best of what I have. Don't spend the time you have now focusing on something that's already happened. All you can do is put your best effort forward and know that you've done the best you can. I want to take this time to thank my mom, my siblings, and the rest of my family. And I also want to thank my friends and some of the coaches, because I've grown to know them a lot these past 4 years, and it's been a rough couple of years. I want to thank them because, as I said before, you can plan for the best case, but when it rains, it pours. Their support is what got me to this point, and I don't think I would be here today without them. As we conclude this chapter of our lives, I want to leave you with this message. Take control of your future and don't let life pass you by. Focus on your passions, dreams, and what makes you happy. Most importantly, don't be afraid to fail. Failure can set the foundation for your future. Thank you and congratulations to the class of 2023. Thank you, and please welcome to the podium Shay Washington to speak on her STEM experiences.
Good evening, class of 23, parents, family, and friends. Tonight, I will talk about a few of my STEM experiences. Growing up, I enjoyed to watch Disney movies. My favorite ones were the High School Musicals and the Cheetah Girls. So entering into high school, I believed it was going to be like a musical. Standing here tonight, I must admit, I was completely wrong. I expected to see the stereotypical high school groups, like the athletic popular kids, the nerds, the gamers, etc. But unlike the musicals, at STEM, we aren't looked down upon by other groups. You can be a nerd while also playing football. But the major difference between STEM high school and a musical is you don't have to wait until the end of the movie to figure out who or what will save the day. At STEM, we were given tools and skills to help build us so that we could grow as people. Chinese is the only foreign language we have at STEM, which allows us to celebrate different Chinese holidays as a whole school. At first, I struggled with learning how to say certain phrases because of the tones. But after a while, it became easier, and my teacher asked me to perform a special dance for Chinese New Year. She enjoyed the dance so much, she let my group not only perform at the middle school, but also during morning meeting at the high school. Doing that dance and getting all dressed up in a traditional Chinese dress made me appreciate Chinese culture. Another great experience I had was taking Coach Griffith's engineering pathway. I was never interested in engineering in any way, but after going through the pathway, I gained both knowledge and experience, and I realized that I kind of enjoy engineering and I love being a project manager. As a project manager, I learned to be a better leader, improved my presentation skills, and learned how to be a better team player. By working in groups, I made great connections with my classmates, and through the ups and downs, we've grown together. After 3 years of taking Coach Griff's pathway, I've learned a lot, and I believe engineering could be a great backup plan. I relate my engineering classes with this quote by A.A. Millan, and he says, "We didn't realize we were making memories. We just knew we were having fun." Senior year has been nothing short of an adventure. We got Grandison back after months without him. We survived capstone. We are late because of metal detectors. The teachers almost went on strike, and much more. Yet now, here I stand in front of all of you as a graduating senior of the class of 23. As Lady Vice President, I am proud to say that through all the ups and downs, we made it. We survived high school. Thank you. And please welcome to the podium our school counselor, Mr. Marvin Grandison.
Please join with me in recognizing our class honors for this evening. As I read each honor, will the individuals please rise as a group and audience, would you join me in applauding them for their accomplishments? Excuse me. Then the learners may be seated, and I will call the next group to rise. For those learners qualifying for the Innovation Generation Scholarship to the University of Akron, please rise and be recognized. You may all be seated. Could those learners in the National Honor Society wearing a set blue and gold cords please rise and be recognized? You may be seated. Could those learners earning the honors diploma wearing a white cord please rise and be recognized? You may be seated. Could those learners graduating cum laude with a GPA of 3.0 to 3.499 wearing a black cord please rise and be recognized? You may all be seated. Could those learners graduating magna cum laude with a GPA of 3.5 to 3.99 wearing a silver cord please rise and be recognized? You may all be seated. Could those learners graduating as an APS ambassador please rise and be recognized? You may all be seated. We recognize our top scholars. Today, Melina Canterbury represents this group with the highest GPA within this year's graduating class. Please welcome her to the podium to share her thoughts with the class of 2023.
Good evening. I'm Lena Canterbury, named the top scholar of the 2023 class. I first want to say congratulations to all of us for getting through these past 4 years with all the obstacles we faced. I think we can all agree that capstone was on the list of most stressful things, alongside trying to find a parking spot when the lot is nearly full. All jokes aside, there is no denying that COVID redefined our high school experience and impacted us greatly. Now that we've completed high school, we face the challenge of figuring out who we are and what we can do with our lives. A lot of us are wondering, what in the world are we going to do now? I mean, let's be real. Who here still struggles with formatting citations or even properly using a semicolon? Some of us thought we had our futures figured out, but when the graduation date started approaching, we started to second guess ourselves. We are facing so many different emotions knowing that graduation is here. As we've gotten older, we've been told to make something of ourselves. Society has pressured us to believe we need to have everything figured out, but I'm convinced that many of us don't know what we're actually doing. It's so easy to look around you and see that people seem to have their lives figured out, and you feel like you're behind. It's easy to feel like we're not living up to the expectations of our parents, our teachers, or even ourselves. But I want to remind you that it's okay to not have all the answers right now. Like a lot of you, I started to feel lost and unsure of my future, but I realized that our lives are just now starting, and it's exciting. Steve Jobs said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards, so you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future." When we are going through life, we can't always see how everything is going to work out or make sense in the future. Even when we can't see how everything will fit together, we must continue to move forward and trust that the dots will connect in the end. It's also important to remember that setbacks and failures are a natural part of the process and can often lead to new growth and opportunities. As life goes on, we have plans set for ourselves, and along the way, these plans can change. 1 year, even 5 years from now, your plans can change, and that's okay. The journey of life is unique for each of us, and there is no one right way to navigate it. We get to try new things, explore our interests, and discover what makes us happy. Exploring life, even if it doesn't lead to a career you thought you'd be in, is a part of the process. The point is that it's okay to not have it all figured out yet. Life is a journey, not a destination. Congratulations to us all. Please welcome back to the podium, Coach Grandison.
Each year, we award $2,000 scholarship in honor of Kenneth Moore, a former Central Higher principal. This year, the family of Kenneth Moore has elected to award 2 STEM high school students with this prestigious scholarship award. This distinguished award celebrates outstanding APS students who have demonstrated academic excellence, optimism, honesty, and wisdom. Although several of our graduating seniors are deserving of this award, the recipients of tonight's award will go to Evan Isaac Swoop and Abigail Gibbons. Please come forward to get your plaques. This is really loud. Abby's there. Please welcome to the podium our Chief Information Officer, Abigail Gibbons, to present the David James Award for Inspiration.
Hi, I'm Abigail Gibbons, and I'm here to give one STEM learning coach the David James Inspiration Award. For this award, the senior officers came together to choose one learning coach who has left the greatest impact on the class of 2023. All of the coaches that we have come across throughout our 4 years of high school have taught us very important things and impacted us in many ways that we will all take with us in our futures. However, this specific coach did an amazing job at making the whole class feel welcome and important. They are always full of energy, and it shows in what they do each day. Their classroom is a place where ideas come to life. New clubs, new equipment, new additions, and our STEM culture that we welcomed with excitement. This teacher is dedicated to your children. With that, I am happy to say that the David James Inspiration Award goes to Coach Dance.
So I want to say thank you to the seniors. When you guys started as freshmen, I was still kind of new to STEM. I never had interacted with freshmen before, and day one I had you on the gym floor yelling at you to push harder on the CPR dummies, teaching you CPR. Progressed into I had sophomores for the first time when we were COVID, your sophomore year, and now we've really got to know each other the last 2 years having advisory and gym class and health. So I want to say thank you. I'm not going to take much of your time because this day is for you, not for me. But this really means a lot to me. So truly thank you and congratulations. And I wish all of you success in your futures.
Congratulations, Coach Dance. At this time, I would like to thank Board President Derek Hall for taking part in this momentous occasion and ask him to join me at the podium as I certify the class of 2023, as well as invite him to share his remarks with our graduates and their guests. Dr. Hall, I do hereby certify that the students participating in this commencement exercise have successfully met the standards for graduation as required by the Akron Board of Education, the State of Ohio, and NIF STEM High School. I present to you the National Inventors Hall of Fame STEM High School class of 2023. At this time, I invite you to share your remarks with the class.
So I'm here tonight to talk to all of you. I know we've got parents and grandparents in the back, but I'm really here to talk to all of you. So shall we begin? With a proper greeting. Greetings and salutations. First to Superintendent Mary Otley, Campus Principal Dina Popa, and to all the faculty and staff of the STEM High School, thank you for everything you do on behalf of the children and families we serve at Akron Public Schools. Your continued and ongoing dedication to our mission, especially in these difficult times, is obvious and appreciated. Please know that your collective efforts have never for a moment gone unnoticed. It is these collective efforts that have powered our students and allowed them to reach this momentous milestone. My name is Derek Hall, and I am the president of the Akron Public Schools Board of Education. On behalf of our board, including Board Vice President Ms. Diane Autry, Dr. Molnar, Bruce Alexander, Joe Perry, Carla Jackson, and Valerie McKittrick, I want to welcome all of the students, parents, families, and friends to our ceremony. And to the STEM High School graduating class of 2023, congratulations on your outstanding achievement. As an APS graduate, class of 1994, it is an honor to be asked to address this year's graduating class. I hope you know how much it means to me to be able to share this moment with you and to offer what I hope you will take as a spirited challenge as you take your first steps into the rest of your lives, taking those first steps as both STEM high school alumni and graduates of the Akron Public Schools. Now, I have spent a lot of time over the last several weeks trying to come up with something profound to say and or to share with you. That pressure has also been increased in light of these tumultuous times. I don't want to be overly philosophical simply for the sake of wanting to sound smart. Rather, I would prefer to challenge you to consider 3 practical pieces of advice. Number 1, don't know what you don't know what you know. I'll say that again. Don't know what you don't know know what you know. It is rare that any of us get through a day knowing the answer to every question thrown our way. Our credibility in life depends on the ability to simply say, I don't know. It is difficult to succeed in any environment, home, work, school, when people believe that you will make up facts or give them wrong information rather than say, I don't know. So if you don't hear yourself say, I don't know at least once a day, then I suggest you check yourself. It's okay to say, I don't know, especially when it's followed up by, but I can go look up the answer and get back with you. Remember, credibility is important because it functions as the foundation of trust. Now, I know practically in the moment, it can be hard to say, I don't know, or to acknowledge that. I'm gonna give you a practical example. I was in Acme, #1 on West Market not too long ago. And I was going through the line, and there was a young man who said, man, I really like your drip. I was dressed like this, by the way. And I said, yeah, my drip. Yeah, I like my drip too. But I didn't know what drip was. So I said, I'm sorry, I was walking out of the line. I said, you know what, I'm sorry, I gotta stop, because you know what? I don't know what that even means. Can you please explain to me what drip means? So this young man chuckled, and he schooled me on what drip means. Do all of you know what drip means? Okay, you do, okay. And then just last weekend, I was at a friend's house who had a teenage daughter. And her mom brought out lasagna. And her daughter sat down and she had a few bites. And she said, Mom, this lasagna is bussin'. And I said, I ate some, you know, this is bussin'. Like, what does a bussin' mean, though? So again, it can be hard in a moment to acknowledge that you don't know the answer to something, right? So again, remember, credibility is important because it functions as the foundation of trust. Piece of advice number 2, never stop, never stopping. Now, I borrowed this from a recent film, but the point is important. Graduating from high school is a significant achievement, but do not let this be the peak in your life. You all have a wide range of talents. Do something with those talents. Whether you pursue a trade, start your own business, choose to serve your country, or attend college, never stop, never stopping. In time, you will come to know people who will swear that high school was the peak of their existence. Your parents, grandparents, and guardians probably know people like that talk about the glory days and how great things were. Don't be that person. Be the person who continued to better themselves. If you figure that the average life expectancy of a human being is somewhere in the 70s, peaking by age 18, 18, or 19, still leaves a lot of life to live. So never stop, never stopping. Strive for excellence all of your days. And finally, that third piece of practical advice. Understand that failure is oftentimes a necessary step towards success. In my life, I have truthfully failed as much as I have succeeded. And it wasn't the failure that threatened to finish me off. It was the inability to evolve and learn from failures so that I could be smarter, better, and wiser as I move forward. Now, I could give you countless examples of athletes, inventors, singers, gamers, soldiers, carpenters, engineers, teachers, guidance counselors, and principals, all successful people that failed countless times on their way to achieving success in their life. Michael Jordan. How many of you saw The Last Dance? There we go, I see some hands. It took him 7 years to win his first title. Alexander Graham Bell. Do you really think he invented the telephone on his first attempt? No. Thomas Edison, do you think he really invented the first widely used light bulb on his first try? And there are all kinds of stories about various actors and actresses not getting parts. History is full of examples of successful people who first had to fail, and fail a lot, in their journey towards success. So don't be afraid to fail. It's a natural part of life. Just make sure to learn and evolve after each mistake so that you are always the better person moving forward. Class of 2023, know that we are proud of you and everything you have achieved. Know that as you proceed through life, you will always be a part of the Akron Public Schools family, no longer as students, but as proud alumni. Thank you again to all of the parents, grandparents, family members, and friends that have joined us for this ceremony in honor of your graduates. Thank you for trusting us with your children and for being their biggest champions. We know how proud you must be of your graduates. In closing, Class of 2023, you have all come so far and achieved so much. But remember, this is not the end. It is merely the end of the beginning. While these are challenging times, I have the utmost confidence that you will find your way. Remember to say, I don't know, at least once a day. Set short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals for yourselves. And remember that failure is often a necessary step towards achieving success. So have the courage to stay the course. Ad astra per aspera. It is through hardships that we reach the stars. Thank you, congratulations, and God bless. Mr. Gendison.
Thank you, Dr. Hall. I will now be calling the National Inventors Hall of Fame STEM High School Class of 2023 up to the stage to receive their diplomas. As a reminder, in order to keep the dignity of this evening's event intact, and so that each senior and his or her family can hear the senior's name clearly, we again ask that the parents, family members, and other guests not call out, whistle, or applaud when your senior receives his or her diploma. We will be pausing after each group of seniors to allow for applause and recognition at that time. Thank you. Our top 4 learners will be the first to receive their diplomas. Melina Canterbury. Ashley Hacker. Harvon Hamilton. Always one. Richard Howler. Let us pause to recognize those learners. We will now continue with the rest of the class of 2023. Reminder to please hold your applause until the end of each group of students. Rawan Alhamid, Catherine Barna, Logan Black, Martil Brazil Woodruff, Amari Brooks, Anthony Buffa, Logan Buffa, Mylea Butler, Sa Escher Bew, Delisa Chantapa, Dietrich Clemens, Jamone Daniel, Benjamin D'Alexandro, Thomas Demuth, Cole Diefendorf, Jonathan Dixon, Please join me in applauding our first group of graduates. You may be seated. Sharif Dokes Haynes, Shania Edwards, Ethan Engdahl, Haley Farmer, Lachey Ferrier, Isabella Fitzpatrick, Abigail Gibbons, Samuel Arisi, David Grubb, Harvell Hamilton, Aubrey Hahn, Thomas Hawkins, Jack Holt, Caleb Hudgens, Dylan Jenkins, Jamira Johnson, Landon Kenty, Colin Langston, Quentin Lawson, Rickchin Lepcha. Please join me in applauding our second group of graduates. You may be seated. Desmond Lester, J.D. McCreary, Riley Melvin, Nan Daman, Cameron Pickle, Willard Ping, Ashley Pixley, Pratima Rai, Danielle Reed, Zachary Rhodes, Eddie Rodriguez, Zoe Sanders, Chase Sames, Trayvon Seward, Jay-Sean Slayton, Isaiah Streeter, Evan Isaac Swoop, Lath Taylor, Kayla Reed Thomas, Dwayne Thornton, Please join me in applauding for our third group of graduates. You may be seated. Tamia Tilley, Narasavone Vang, Brianna Vargo, Vincent Verato, Amari Velasquez, Edward Walker, Shanine Washington, Evan White, Joseph Wojcik, Michaela Zager, Please join me in applauding our final group of graduates. You may be seated. And now, Coach Popa will approach the podium for her closing remarks.
Thank you all for attending and celebrating these intelligent, innovative, creative, and caring young men and women tonight. Class of 2023, families and friends, your learners have certainly endured some roadblocks these past 4 years. I can tell you that you have raised wonderful children that persevered during the worst of times. Each class has a unique personality that grows throughout their high school years. This class is intelligent and brave. Beginning their high school journey with a pandemic, they were brave and led by example by continuing to engage and move their education forward. They have insightful spirits that foster habits and skills that will forever be a part of who they are. This class taught me a lot about innovation and creativity, with culminating capstones that no doubt will impact this community. They will be strong leaders no matter what path they choose to take, and I wish each of you the very best as you continue your journey after graduation. I want you to know each of you makes me very proud. In closing, Lou Holtz once said, "Everyone goes through adversity in life, but what matters is how you learn from it." And I do not doubt, even for a moment, each of you is a stronger person with the skills you acquired while at STEM High School. Congratulations, class of 2023. We will conclude tonight's ceremony with our turning of the tassels by Nara Vang.
Graduates, please stand. At this time, please turn and face the audience. My God. Yeah. You may move your tassel from the right side to your left and receive your applause.
Thank you all for coming. You can meet your learners in the hall and downstairs. Have a great evening.